Anshu Sharma just broke the news that the banking secretary has written to the steel secretary asking for a bunch of reliefs for steel companies which have huge debt. Among them is Monnet Ispat, there's Bhushan Power, there's Bhushan Steel, SR Steel, Usha Martin, a whole host of them. The relief is easier availability of iron ore, some railway concessions in the transportation of iron ore, and also considering some anti-dumping duty. Sandeep Jajodia, the chairman managing director of Monnet Ispat, is joining us on the phone line from Delhi to tell us whether all this will amount to anything substantial. Sandeep, that really is the question. Is iron ore such an issue if they make it easier for you, if they give you some concessions in the transportation of iron ore, and if they consider anti-dumping duty? What is the net relief that you can think of?
Well, you see, anti-dumping duty is really the most important support which the government can give, because currently China is, Korea and Japan have been really dumping steel in the country, and their cost of production is much lower because the interest rates are much lower, their logistic costs are much lower. So it's not a level playing field, and we need to protect our steel industry very quickly, and anti-dumping is the only solution. I think we've got a 10% duty on and a 7.5% duty on long products. I think this needs to be must be at least 25%. Anything below that will not help, because the gap is tremendous. The pricing, the domestic price of China, because the economy slowing down, the domestic prices have really fallen, and so they would sell at any price. They would sell at any price. They're a communist country. They work on marginal costing. It's important for them to keep the people engaged and deployed. So, considering all of this, I think India should protect its industry and should have at least a 25% duty.
Okay, all right. Sandeep, hi, morning. Just moving on a bit, can you give us a little more details about the JSW Energy deal? What percentage of Monnet Power are you looking to sell, and how much will that help you bring down your debt?
Well, all of that has been actually worked out right now. We've just got an MOU and the due diligence is going on. And I think going forward in the next couple of weeks, we will really, kind of finalize on how much stake we would continue to have in the company and how much we would divest to JSW.
Okay, and any idea of what valuation it is? You have 87%, right?
We have 87.5%.
Okay, and approx what valuation might it bring, and how much are you willing to sell?
Well, we are willing to hand over management, which means that we would hold a major minority, whereas JSW could then take over the majority and as well as the management. So that we are prepared for. But the nitty-gritties, of course, still have to get, we still have to work out.
Okay. Was the project in running condition, and what is the exact cost of that project?
The project is expected to complete at about 6.8 to 7 crores a megawatt.
Okay.
And there's still about 6 months to 9 months work left. We got stuck with a lot of regulatory issues and permissions, etc., which delayed the project. So now some equity and debt has to be brought in, which hopefully the new entrant would do, and complete the project. The project is about 9 months away from commissioning.
Okay. Can the amount of money you get be used to retire the debt, or will it just beef up equity?
Sorry, come again?
Will you be using the money that you get to pare down the debt?
Well, it adds to the kitty of the company. I mean, once we get diverse.
So you will issue new shares. Basically, the money will go to the company, not to the promoters.
No. You come to the company.
New shares. You are issuing new shares.
No, we will sell the Monnet Ispat shares to them.
Okay.
That's how the money will come to
Monnet Ispat's debt comes down.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So, say, in the next 1 year, how much do you think you can bring down your debt? Because one of the key reasons the stock is under so much pressure is because the debt continues to be very high at more than 10,000 crores. So, can you give us any timeline and any amount of how much ballpark you look to bring down your debt, say, over the next 1 to 2 years?
So, you see, with the Monnet Power, divestment of Monnet Power, around 4,000 crores of debt would go off the consolidated balance sheet of Monnet Ispat.
Okay.
And the rest we of course working very hard with the banks, etc. to somehow restructure our loans a little bit, because we are not able to optimize our steel capacity to 1.5 million tons because of the terrible markets. We are not able to sell material. There's no local demand, and of course on top of that, the excessive imports are hurting.
Okay.
So I think this picture should change. I think the government has announced many projects, and all these projects will start translating into actual demand on the ground. I think in the next few months. So all of that will increase the demand, and I hope the margins for steel industries then increases. And so we would be able to take care of the balance debt.
Okay.
In the longer term, in the medium term.
So it is
In
the
the short
Monnet
term, it seems to be a lot of
Ispat Energy. Your total debt now is 7,611 crores.
In Monnet Ispat, we have about including working capital, we have about 7,600. That's right.
So that is the debt that will come down.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the capacity utilization at this point?
We're at very low capacity right now. We're at about 60%.
Okay.
And we are trying to optimize the capacity in the next few months.
And is that entirely because of the landed steel, the competition from imported steel, that you are at 60%?
Well, that's entirely because of the low demand in the country.
Okay.
So, and excessive supply. So we on one hand we are talking about creating a 300 million ton steel capacity by 2025. Today we are only at 80 million tons, and that also all steel companies have finding it difficult to sell. So obviously government needs to really look at all of this and do something dramatic about this, including a safeguard duty or an anti-dumping duty.
Okay. Sure. Yes, that is something that the industry has been asking for a very long time. But, just coming back to some news flow, yesterday the Delhi High Court had directed the government to refund some security amount of about 350 crores to some bidders. Will your company be getting any refund from this?
Actually, I don't know about this. I've not heard about this. This is in the power business? You mean coal mines?
For the 6 coal mines, yes.
Okay, I have to check. Okay. I haven't heard of this.
When you sell the power plant to JSW, will the coal blocks go with it?
Yes, the coal block is part of the Monnet Power Company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you can't give us a ballpark valuation then?
Not yet, because it's a subject matter of discussion, and it will be post due diligence that the valuation, etc., would be then decided. And
to come back to where we began, you're saying that the iron ore and its transportation is not going to make any difference.
You see, there is enough iron ore in this country. The transportation, of course, could make some difference because our logistics cost is amongst the highest in the world.
Okay, how much would that really give you relief in?
So some years ago, the railways had increased the tariffs quite tremendously for both iron ore as well as for steel products.
Okay.
I think the railway needs to relook at that.
Okay.
And iron ore pricing, for example, NMDC is a government company, it's a government PSU. There's still the pricing is very unrealistic. It's very high. So that needs to also be looked at.
All right.
Okay, just one final question. This project that you've done a deal with JSW Energy with, does this project have a PPA? And if yes, with which discoms and for how much capacity?
It has a part PPA. It has a PPA for about 60% of the capacity.
Okay, with which discoms?
With West Bengal and with Odisha.
All right. Okay.
And it comes into, it will start commercial output in about 9 months, you said.
That's right. That's the expectation.
All right. All right, Sandeep, pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for all those details. Okay, so for the steel industry, it's a 25% duty alone which will help. And more importantly, with Monnet, of course, we are expecting other news in terms of asset sale in their power business. Well, we have to get to our trading expert.